So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to a brand new interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. So, today I have two members from the band Dystopica, and they're a band that have they mix like different types of elements. I heard like thrash, like almost power metal, different styles. And they have a new EP that Semblance of Order that came out back in August through Pavement Records. And we have two members of the band. We have Rebecca, who's the singer, and we also have a guitar player. So first of all, how are you guys tonight?
I'm doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah, so it's Rebecca. And sorry, on the top of my head, I forgot the
By
other.
the way, I go by Becky. My actual name, my full name is Rebecca, but I do go by Becky.
I was just,
Okay,
I was
forgot
just
about the Zoom as it is Rebecca.
so Becky, and
Yes.
what's the guitar player? The name I forgot.
I'm Rob.
And who? And Rob, right?
Yep.
Okay, Becky and Rob, and so we're here to talk about like we'll talk about the full EP that came out just a month and a half ago. But first of all, tell us a little bit about the history of the band.
All right. Well, I'll go first. I started the idea of this band back in 2019. We weren't really like doing much then, but it was more of just me coming up with the name, the idea, starting to write music. Um, I met Rob in 2020 at college at WestCon. Um, from there, we were just recording and working on the music, and we really started in 2021 with the release of our first EP, Perception. And then from there, we've been releasing music since.
Awesome, and yeah, anything
If Rob wants to add anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then a couple of years later, we started to get some new band members. We pulled in Lucas on bass, and eventually Christian on drums. So, and we had band members before that as well. But and then we also just pulled in Connor for our live shows. But yeah, the lineup you see is the lineup as it stands.
So you guys were the originals in the band. So the band name Dystopica. Tell us
Mhm.
what's the story behind that name?
So yeah. I wanted something like dystopian, like obviously dystopia is already a band, dystopian societies a band. So I'm like, okay, I want something that like stands out, has its own sound. Like there's so many like dystopian this, dystopian like that. I wanted something like original because I feel like our sound is original. So I just one day like just thought of like dystopica, and it's yeah, I decided to go with it, and
it's got a
that's
good
the whole thing. It has the ring, you know. Sometimes it's pronounced wrong, but when we say it right, it has its own sound, its own ring, and the way it's spelled, like dystopia, but with a C. It's like it's really like a made up word, and it's its own word too. So it's not. It's just its own thing. When you
yeah.
look it up, or the first thing that comes up.
Well, that's a good thing because I was
Yeah.
talking to like a few weeks ago, and you want your band name to stick out, like because if you have a name that like something like a lot of things will pop up. So
Yes.
basically, I can tell you guys two different things. So, uh, like what were your musical influences growing up?
For me, I was always into heavy metal music from a very young age. I was listening to Iron Maiden and Judas Priest at my grandparents' house when I was a kid. I used to listen to metal and rock at home with my parents. I've just always been big on metal music, but I actually started um, my musical journey singing classical music, and I do sing classical music still as well. I went to college for music, classical, and I got my master's in music ed. So as a singer, I've always been doing the kind of like the rock and the metal classical together. So I think that really made me like diverse as a singer.
Ooh, what about you, Rob, with the guitar playing?
Well, let's see. It's been a very long time because I'm actually in this group, I am the eldest. So, um, let's see. I started when I was 14, and let's see. I was pretty much self-taught for a little bit. I did have a couple of lessons and teachers here and there. I mean, I think the first thing that inspired me to really pick it up was was listening to Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train. That got me started on the guitar, and then I got into other bands. You know, I went on to ultimateguitar.com back when it was before they had the paywall and all that stuff put up. So now it's kind of funny. My profile on there has been on there for so long that I eventually just got grandfathered in, and now I have access to everything. But yeah, ever since then, I just kept playing and playing some more. I had a few other bands prior to Dystopica. And in addition, I also had a career playing horn or French horn. I got my master's in it. Uh, I teach music now. I teach middle school. And well, so right now I'm teaching grades 6th through 8th, and then I'm also teaching 2nd and 3rd grade as well. And then I also have the school band that I'm the director of. So that's kind of what more or less it's always been a part of my life. So for me, my influences are pretty much all over the place.
Do you make the students listen to Creator?
I haven't yet, but the other day I did talk to them about time signatures in music. And I said to them, because these were I told the 6th and the 7th graders, I said to them, you will study this in 8th grade most likely. And then I told the 8th graders, if he hasn't gone over this with you yet, he will. I talked about the Fibonacci sequence in Tool's Lateralis.
Ooh,
And then I showed the time signatures and what each time signature in the song meant, because the objective at the time was to explain to them, when you see a time signature, what does the top number mean, number of beats in a measure, and what does the bottom number mean, which note or which beat division is equal to 1. So yeah, it was interesting and also a little mind-boggling for them.
like math.
Oh yes. That's pretty much what music is. When you break it down to its very basic components, it's literally just math.
Yeah,
It can all be calculated. Everything.
I'm horrible at math, but I love music.
Yeah. Music's
I
the
used to
only
be
math
terrible
I'm
at
good at.
math. I used to be terrible at math, and then I discovered really what it is. It's literally just another language. And that's something else I'm good at. So
Awesome, awesome. So that's great. So I want to show the artwork of the EP, because after we talk about the artwork, we're going to go track by track and talk about each track, and everyone, you can talk about lyrics, like music, like everything. It's Friday. We have no plans.
sounds good to me.
So okay, so here's the artwork for Dystopica and the album Semblance of Order. So tell us a little bit about what you guys were going for with this artwork.
So when I was thinking of the artwork, because usually I'll think of like the idea and then I give it to the guy who we've used for all of our artwork so far, Diego. He's like amazing. I just give him my ideas and he puts it together and it just comes out great. But for this EP, I kind of thought of the artwork while I was writing it. I originally wanted something with like a mask. I wanted like a purple color. Sometimes when I'm writing the music, um, even if I don't have all the songs, like I start thinking about the artwork that would go with it and the color scheme. So that's where it started. Machine was one of the first songs I wrote for this EP. So like there's a line in there about like wearing a mask. So I kind of like had the mask theme. But then as I was writing Soul Suppression, I just like had the from the lyrics like burning in the mind, eroding the skull. I don't know why it came to me like having like a skull with like a candle. Um, the candles kind of represents like inner turmoil, and it's like the wax is like melting, and it's like dripping out the eye like tears. I don't know, I thought that would be really cool. So I kind of combined that with the mask theme, and then as I was writing, I wrote the song A Semblance of Order, and we needed a title, and I just decided to call it Semblance of Order because of the song, and it kind of sums up the whole theme of the EP. So for this one, the artwork was definitely inspired by the different lyrics of the individual songs.
Good. So there's like Easter eggs in the artwork.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a cool artwork. And with that in mind, we're gonna go track by track, talk about this album. So the first track is called, let me see if I wrote it here, Obsession.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Obsession.
So originally this wasn't going to be a standalone track. It's more of just like but I decided to make it its own thing because this curse should really, as we did it as a single, should not have that like attached to it in one track. So we split it, but we recorded it like straight through. So it's actually, when you listen, it goes like pretty, it goes right into the next song. We had to like carefully like split where the music and my vocals like switch.
That's the intro that you have.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. It's like the intro that you have to the other song.
It is the intro for the whole EP. Yeah, and that kind of like, the idea was to have it like this like operatic, like this kind of like not soft rhythm, but like that I'm trying to find I don't know the right word to describe it, but this like this sound one sound one way, and then like kind of like our song I'm a Gemini switches, and then the kind of changes tone with the song This Curse. So it's a good like opener to get excitement. So when you hear the song This Curse come in, it just hits you right away with the growling and everything.
That's what you want, like basic.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and that was originally when I wrote the song This Curse. Like I said, they were originally one track, or like I was writing them as one song, and I wanted it to start soft, so then when it comes in with the first verse, it just like hits right away immediately. And having it two tracks, I think, is works really well for the whole album. It just sets the tone. That little opening track.
Yeah. So and it goes all into this
This
curse.
Curse.
And Rob, you can chime in on the
Yeah.
musicality as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say so Becky is actually the principal songwriter and composer for the band. So when I first encountered it, um I said to myself, that's a good change, of pace. And in listening to the final product after having recorded it, I think it was definitely, I would say it's definitely I would say it's a very solid tune. Just that, in even splitting it apart, it still makes perfect sense. So
There's a lot of bands that do that, and it's a way like to build momentum.
Yes.
right,
Have that like little
actually,
opener.
I was gonna say both of my two of my one of the bands that is now split up, that I was in, they did that we did that for our first track on our album, and then with my other band on our second EP we also did that as well. So yeah, it works out pretty nicely, so you get a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And we kind of did that with Infinite Reflection, with images reflecting within, and then Revenge. They kind of go into each other. This one like that, and I originally had like just intro song. But this one like I originally had it as like one song, split it. But which is a great choice to do. But for the music video though, we kept it where it's together, It's cool. It's like a cool change in the video. Makes the song hit harder.
So this curse, talk about the themes of this curse.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, the themes of the song, this curse.
Okay, the theme. Okay, so this song basically is about breaking from like a cycle or something that's weighing you down, and the only way to face your problems is to fight it, and to face it, I should say, face it head on instead of running away and avoiding. So that's kind of the whole theme of the song, and breaking the curse. And for this one, I thought of, usually I think of like the music first for these songs, and this one, the first thing I thought of was the guitar riff for the verse that immediately starts the song. And I just like that, and the chorus had this big sound, and the lyrics came pretty quickly with that, and this whole theme. Usually, like when I think of the music, even if I don't have all the lyrics, I'll have like the meaning or a feeling that goes with it that I can work off of. And this one, it came pretty quick to me. And it's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite from the CP.
Yeah, it's and it's that intro track where you want to grab everyone's attention. And then it goes into one that you talked a little bit about Machine, which is the third track.
Yes, Machine. This song, I think, is the shortest song we have that's not an intro. It's like not even 3 minutes. This one, I was one of the first ones I thought of for the EP. Actually, it was the one that kind of set the tone for the EP. Because I had like other song ideas. Like I thought of The Darkness and the Light many years ago and kind of had it like saved, but never put it on anything. And then A Semblance of Order, I was kind of had thought of ideas for that while I was writing the previous album, but I didn't. I decided to save it. This one, I remember I thought of exactly like right after I finished writing our album Infinite Reflection. I finished the last song, City's Onset, and I immediately just had the idea for this song, and it's different for us. It's more punchier, and I just decided to go with it, and it ended up being really short, which I don't put a timer on our songs. I just kind of write, like, if they end up long, they end up long. If they end up short, they end up short. But this one, it's a pretty quick song, and it's different, but I like it.
And Becky and Rob, you need to have a balance, because if you're playing a show and all your songs are over 10 minutes and you're an opening band, you play like one song. Like
Basically, or three songs.
I don't think we don't have any 10-minute ones yet, but usually they're around 5 minutes. We only have the one 7-minute one in City's Onset, which is actually funny. It's the one that I finished right before thinking of this one. But so it's like our longest song to our shortest song. But yeah, it's definitely it's a different song. I don't know, Rob, if you want to add anything else.
I was gonna say machine when I first heard kind of the skeleton of it, I said to myself, it reminded me a lot of bands like Fear Factory or Divine Heresy or basically anything Dino Casares has done. So I immediately was like, because I love that guy as far as guitar playing is concerned. I think he's excellent. So so upon listening to it, I was like, oh, this is great. This will be a fun one. So I immediately thought of, when it came to doing the lead parts, I thought of, the kinds of solos he did for Divine Heresy when he was playing songs like Impossible Is Nothing, and then like rhythms from like when he worked on Power Shifter. So, but with Fear Factory. So yeah, it was definitely a fun one.
Plus, Fear Factory has a lot of songs that are about machines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like it just fit right in to something I was already into.
And it's a good punchier track. And then you follow the number 4 is Soul. Let me see if I wrote it correctly. So Suppression.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this one is one of our I'd say it's probably either our heaviest song or at least one of our heaviest songs we have so far. And it's definitely I forget when, or I think I was thinking of like the ideas for this one like while in the time I was writing, maybe after Infinite Reflection, but I had like usually I'll think of like a couple things for a song and like kind of keep it like I'll record myself playing the keyboard parts on my phone and then write it out in tab later. Um, but anyway, this one ended up being pretty heavy and it's so fun. I love playing this one live. Um, yeah, this one is definitely it's kind of like takes the it's like a it's not like our I'm a Gemini song where it's like half one way, half another, but it does like switch back and forth a little bit between styles, and it's I love the guitar riff in it. It's definitely driving. I don't
Yeah,
know, Rob, if you want to add anything else.
Rob?
Yep. So speaking on that, actually, I was pretty much going to say the same thing. It's definitely it's a really heavy song. It's a really fast one. It's a very aggressive one, and it's definitely got everything that, when I listen to it, sometimes it reminds me of a lot of the other influences that this project has definitely had. I've heard some things kind of come in from Gojira. I've heard some things come in from more of the modern metal. Like this one gives me a little bit of a Mastodon feel too. So so it's definitely a fun one to play.
Awesome, man. I think for the last tracks of the album, I know Becky, you do some operatic, you do like some different stuff with the vocals. I believe it was for the last tracks because I remember listening to it. I'm like, oh wait, there's like a during parts. I think that's I'm not sure if it's on a semblance of order, the darkness and the light, or my sacrifice. I can't remember, but it was still more till the end.
Yeah, well, I think Semblance of Order has a little bit more of like a power metal feel and classic heavy metal and feel to it. That one,
You have a
I was,
video.
huh?
For the semblance of order, you have a
Yes,
music. Yeah.
yes, we have the
Yeah.
music video for this one. Same with This Curse and Obsession. Those are the two singles. They have music videos on YouTube. A Semblance of Order, that one is definitely more of like inspired by like my favorite bands, classic heavy metal, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest style, bringing that back, which we do in all our songs, but some of them have more like modern influence. This one's just more like bringing back classic heavy metal. Um, it's yeah, the meaning behind it's basically um, like wearing like it's semblance of order, basically the your outer appearance versus how you feel within. And it's kind of when we did the music video, we actually filmed at this old bank in Norwalk, which is not a bank anymore, but they turned it into like a photography studio and video studio, which I thought was really cool when I saw it. So I decided we should do it there. And the kind of the theme behind that is like the safes are like the what you lock away in your mind, and then the parts where I'm looking in the mirror are about like your like outer appearance. Um, so that's the meaning behind it, and yeah, I love that song. That's another one of my favorites. That and This Curse are my two favorites off the EP. Vocally, that one, like my biggest vocal inspirations are Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford, and Pat Benatar. I definitely like have more of like the classic heavy metal style singing in that song. And yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy tune, and I would say it's probably it's fun. It's funny. I wanted to say that it was the heaviest on the record, but then I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to that heavy breakdown in This Curse because that's definitely the heaviest one. So, but I gotta say this one is a very groovy track. So so I can pretty much guarantee someone who hasn't heard us before is definitely going to really like that one.
Especially
So
those classic metal bands like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. And it's funny that she mentioned, I'm like, oh, Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar was very underrated.
Yes, she is very
totally.
underrated.
You know what? When you're 13 to 15, love is actually a battlefield.
Yeah.
I had to get that joke in there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she started classically as well, as a classical vocalist, and went to rock, and her voice is just so amazing. She's definitely underrated. Like whenever you think of her, people think of like "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" and stuff, and that's like not even near her best stuff. Like I love the song "Promises in the Dark." And her voice is amazing. Fire and Ice, like her range is amazing. So she's definitely one of my biggest idols as a
yeah.
vocalist.
My dad has one of her vinyl.
And I actually,
Like I forgot which album it is though. I think it's the one that has Heartbreaker on it.
yeah, the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got the opportunity to meet her several years ago at a meet and greet, and her and her husband Neil Giraldo, and they're very nice. Yeah.
That's good when you meet your idols and they're nice.
Yes. Thankfully, I haven't had any bad experiences. I did also meet Bruce Dickinson at his book signing, and he was nice. Like I barely had time to talk to him, but it's nice when you meet your idol and they're nice.
Yeah, he's just mad when people smoke pot at Iron Maiden concerts. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about the last two tracks on the album. We have at number 6, The Darkness and The Light. Tell us a little bit about that
Okay.
one.
So this one was the oldest song that I had written on the EP. I actually wrote this song or wrote the like original melodies for this song back in like around 2020 or something when I was still going to WestCon at the school I met Rob at. I was actually in a practice room when I wrote this song. um, I was like, I just thought of my main verse vocal melody first, and was like kind of just playing around with it and playing the keyboard part. And I wrote it in MuseScore, which is what I used to write the sheet music. And originally I had it just for like voice and piano, just for me to do, and I just kind of saved it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, but then when it came time to write this EP, I figured like if we're gonna do one slow song, I'll bring that one um, in as like the slow song, and make it into a song for the band. So I kept the original keyboard part, which I play on the recording, and then I wrote the lyrics for it and wrote the guitar parts and turned it into a song for us to do. And I love the way it came out. It came a long way.
You need a power band.
Yeah.
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 A very heavy one.
Yeah, people forget that it's called power ballad. They have to have power. If
Yeah.
not,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
it's not like it can be like it's if not it would only be called a ballad. And so
True.
which closes with My Sacrifice. So this EP is like 22 minutes long. So it's it flies by quickly. And My Sacrifice is not a Creed cover. So
Yeah, no, it's not the cover. Completely different
Nope.
song.
it's not, it's not nothing like that. So let's tell us about My Sacrifice.
So my sacrifice, basically like is about the sacrifices you make in life and the choices you make in life, and you can't do everything all at once. You have to do one thing or another, and just making sacrifices. And for that one, that was probably one of the later ones I thought of for the EP. And it just kind of like came quickly to me, the guitar riffs for it, the vocal melody. I wanted, usually when we have our EPs and albums, there's always like one one or more weird songs or like in prog songs. So we needed one for this EP that was weird, and that was the one. So I kind of like it's progressive. It has a changes meter in there, and and it was originally weirder than it ended up being, but we made it a little more normal for the recording, which Rob can talk about a little bit too.
Were you like, guys, let's take the weird a little bit. Let's.
Well, our producer, who's amazing, Nick Belmore, produces all our stuff, and I kind of asked his opinion on it, and we decided he thought it'd be better if we like made it a little more like, I guess you could say normal. I don't know, or like not so crazy where it's all over the place.
Yeah, originally it was a much more technical song than its current iteration. It was very, very technically challenging. It was very then we discovered that during the process we discovered that if we changed a few things things a few different ways, it would actually fit better. Also, there were parts where some figures, sometimes when you're that low on the guitar, when you're playing quickly, it's really hard to actually be able to differentiate the notes. So because you're just that low, so everything just kind of sounds mushy if you play it too quickly. So we figured it would be better if we kind of made it so that you could hear all of the notes that we're playing, so you could differentiate. And that's kind of where you get your how would I put this? I guess that's the spice in the cooking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Or where you get your flavor, I guess you could say.
yeah, and it came together, and the parts that were originally weird are the parts when it like in the beginning where it's like a verse and then like an instrumental section. First, it starts in 4/4, then it goes to like the section of 5/4, which originally was weird, but we kind of like tamed that a little bit. Then it goes back to 4/4, then 6/4, so we're like adding a beat each time. Then back to 4/4, and then 7/4, and then it like stays, and then it I forget now. I think it goes into like 6/4 again or something, but yeah, but those parts were originally a little weird, like, but we kind of like made it a little more normal. But it's still prog, and it's still a cool song. I love that song. It's one of my favorites. The hardest part, it's not for me. Out of all the songs, like vocally, it's not that challenging compared to the other ones. My hardest song to sing is probably A Semblance of Order, which we do live, and I love doing the hard ones live. It's fun. But this one is like this. The one part that was challenging for me is like the scream in there, because I wanted it to be like
A scream, yeah.
I wanted it to be like that. Like, I think it's like, I don't know, like, it's not that long, but it's high, and it's pretty long. It's around like 12 or 13 seconds, and yeah, it was.
Did you practice to sustain the scream?
Yeah. I've been adding like high screams in our stuff for a while, and I just was practicing for how long I could hold it like that power scream, and I did it, and yeah, I'm happy with the result.
And I have to explain the 6/4 and time signatures, but since I don't write music, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
math. I'm
And
like,
the end is I think Rob can correct. I think I wrote the end in no, yeah, it's in I think it's in 11/4. That's what I did with Infinite Reflection, I remember, and I think I did that here. But then it adds or maybe it starts in like 10 or 11, and then adds a beat at the end.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it like it.
let's say that the song goes to 11.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, so it's a cool EP. It flies by quickly, and it has like every song has its like different like flavors. So that's why I said like there's a little bit of thrashing. I can't remember which song right now, but I think even in A Semblance of Order, there was like a thrashier type of riff on that track.
Yeah. The in the pre-chorus it gets thrashy. A fun fact too about that riff, I the way I wrote the guitars are like moving in contrary motion. I kind of wanted like the opening riff. It's almost like they're like mirroring each other. That is something I did with Infinite Reflection, the title track for our previous album. And I was as I was writing this song, I'm like with the theme, the meaning. I'm like I'm just gonna try this with the riff, and yeah.
Awesome. So this is you know a while. Uh, People get it physically, like or just like can they buy it digitally?
Yeah, so we have physical copies of the CDs on our Bandcamp, and then you can find it on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all that. Yeah.
This Topica Bandcamp, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get the CD there, and I'm guessing also for the previous record if you want to get it there.
Yep.
So right now, you know, it's being out a while. Do you have some shows, upcoming shows?
We do have some upcoming shows. We're not doing a tour yet, but we're hoping to do some weekend runs and hopefully a tour for next year. But we do have some shows coming up. We have a show in October in Maryland. It's gonna be our first show in Maryland. And then we have some stuff in November in Massachusetts, and we're back in Connecticut on November 22nd. And then we have another show in Maryland. And then next year, we're excited. We're going to be doing a show at Burning Witches in March. And we're working on more shows. And in the meantime, we are also working on new music as always. So we always keep the wheel spinning. And
So
yeah.
we went for another EP.
Probably another EP. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like to do EP album.
it's cheaper and it's quicker.
Yes,
Yeah,
I get the
I
songs
agree.
out there.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm good. I'll be at the end of November, Connecticut. I don't know why. Like, how
Yeah.
man, I can catch you guys.
So November 22nd, we're gonna be at I don't know why I'm forgetting the name. Bleachers Bar in Bristol, Connecticut.
But
I don't know if you're gonna be near Bristol, Connecticut.
no, I fly. I think on that day. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, because I'm going
okay.
for Thanksgiving. But yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe. Who knows? I can catch the show. So Couchers, if you want to check out Dystopica, you know, Semblance of Order, the EP's out now. If you like everything we've been discussing about this EP, give them a chance and follow them on the socials, Instagram.
Yep,
So
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yep. If you just search our name and it comes up correctly, you'll find us.
I'll try to. I'll put it so I write the name correctly on the description box and everything. So before I let you guys go, like anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for all of your support, to everyone who's been listening to our music, buying the EP, and sharing our music. We really appreciate it, and we're so thankful for the great response.
Yeah. What
I
about
will say I will agree that with what Becky just said. Plus, I'm sure I speak for all of us in the band when I say we look forward to seeing you all either on tour in the future or at any of our upcoming shows.
Yes.
yes? So guys, you know, Becky, Rob, it was great to chat with you this Friday night. People, it doesn't mean that we don't have a life, but not
Well,
everyone.
we're musicians, so
I know.
Yeah, our Fridays are like they're always busy.
My Fridays when I'm with the kids, it's basically I just want to stay in. So I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to a band today. So Couchers, the EP's out now. I'll post the link for everyone or everyone who wants to get to know the band. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.